Sneak dissing, we don't see the competition. I drop off a ransom note that your art is missing, nigga.
Pay us in full with the money, or she gon' get her fingers clipped off like Lil Sonny,
MRecktv.
If you're looking for a new streaming service, the streamboss.com is the place for you. And you can also get $5 off if you use the MRecktv promo code. It's $20 for the month. So we're gonna go into that commercial real quick.
You hear something?
Have you guys heard of StreamBoss? It's a new IPTV provider that gives you over 5,000 channels for only $20 a month.
Oh, cool!
$20 for live TV, local TV, movies, TV shows, pay-per-views, and so much more.
Huh? What?
If you have a Fire Stick, smart TV, or streaming device, then head on over to streamboss.com to begin your setup process.
Peace, world. We live on MRecktv. I got a special guest in the building, my brother. Please introduce yourself to the people, to the streets.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? This is K-Lo from the group Live Squad. What's the deal, man? What's going on?
Everything good, my brother. Everything good. Man, so talk to me, man. Take me to the beginning, man. Like, how did you get your first placement in the music industry? You know, let's go to the beginning.
Man, first of all, I was born and raised in Harlem, and we moved to Queens. When I moved to Queens, that's where it all began. So I moved over there near Hollis, Queens. So, you know, I ran into these dudes. My next door neighbor, Big Stretch, rest in peace. Me and him became cool. Then I found out, you know, they was going to the studio, and I was always into music, you know, DJing and doing all that. So they wanted me to go to the studio with them. And so pretty much that's where all of that began. Gotcha. So one thing led to another. We started working on our project, and Ed Lover lived around the corner from us. So, you know, Stretch and them was encouraged by a lot of dudes to jump up in the music game. So Ed Lover, when we finished our project, he started shopping it around. So we was hanging out over there on MTV Raps. We was always on the set, just meeting different people, just grinding like that. You know what I'm saying? Networking with different people. And Ed Lover, we signed to their independent label. And that just started opening a lot of different doors. And then Russell Simmons bid on it, and Ed Lover took us over there. And that's where it all began. Russell Simmons, when I signed to Def Jam. So, yeah. So Def Jam pretty much changed the concept of Live Squad, because at the time, NWA, you know what I'm saying, was doing their thing. So Russell Simmons was on some, yo, fuck that, man. You guys seem like y'all could just, you know, be the East Coast version of the NWA. So I saw how that changed the lyrical writing for Stretch and them. And so we came up with this song called Murderer. And Murderer was done under the contract with Def Jam. So that was almost like a synopsis of an East Coast version of what they knew how to write, encouraged by trying to be looked at as sort of like an East Coast NWA.
Gotcha.
So, but it took off from there because Russell Simmons, he breached the contract. It wasn't no bad blood or anything. And Warner Brothers picked up Live Squad because our album took place on the street. Every time a song went off, you know, it was something that you could relate to that was an insert between the songs. Whether it was chicks getting off the bus, always being harassed by dudes, student dice, homeless dudes asking for money, all that kind of stuff. But then I remember in the meeting, they was like, man, your album's so visual. So they was like, we want to work around the song called Murderer. We was like, oh shit. So we worked around the song Murderer. So Murderer was the middle song, and we did a song called Heartless was the beginning song, and Shitless really was Hitless. So Heartless was the beginning, Murderer was the middle, and Shitless was the last song. So we were the first recording group to do any movie. You know what I mean?
And what was the movie?
Well, it was like a long form video.
Okay, got you.
So we wanted to do an East Coast version or something that we could relate to in the back streets. But then at the same time, it was also, you know, my man Madge, you know what I'm saying? One thing I loved about him, he was always saving newspaper clippings and listening to what's going on and always wanted to impart it in what we were doing. So Heartless was about a young boy. He come home, parents died, you know, they ran up in the house, killed his parents. He was a straight A student. So if you look at the video, you can see it being narrated. And he was heartless, and then he turned into a murderer because, you know, no more parents, messed his head up. He just didn't give a fuck anymore. Turned into a murderer. He grew up because they were showing point the gun at the screen. So as he pulled the trigger, boom, he's grown up. So ironically, Mark Gerard shot the long form video. We were the first rap group to do a long form video. So after he became a murderer, he became a hitman.
Got you.
And you know, and then he dies at the end. But the whole point of it was we were trying to show the world the realness in the streets. You know what I mean? I mean, whether you from Brooklyn, uptown, whatever, it was trying to do something different in hip hop. You know what I mean? So the crime bill really helped a lot of the ideas. And when we started going on tour, that's when I started meeting different people on the tunnel, going to different clubs and stuff. We started meeting different rappers because Tommy Boy, I was signed with Ice Cube. Ice Cube was signed under Tommy Boy at the time too. So
they were.
Yeah, so you know, that's when it began a lot of word of mouth about Live Squad. We had a lot of word of mouth going on the streets and in the business, rather than out on the video scene and the real hip hop scene.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
So what was Ice Cube vibe like?
Ice Cube was cool, man. Ice Cube was cool. And then when we went to LA, I had a chance to meet all of them. Dr. Dre and Eazy-E. Actually, I met them at Jack the Rapper, when we performed at Jack the Rapper. So we performed in front of everybody. It was like 2:30 in the morning, man. Everybody was there. So that Live Squad was debuted there at Jack the Rapper, man. And Eazy-E came up to me and gave me a pound and shit, man. That shit was kind of cool. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Now, Live Squad, name all the members and all the affiliates.
Big Stretch and Madge.
Okay.
Yeah, Big Stretch is rapping on a lot of Tupac songs. Under Pressure and a few other songs I can't recall right now off the top of my head, but yeah, he was always seeing him with Pac on the video.
Got you. So, Stretch and Pac, how did they meet?
Well, we met on a tour. He was with Digital Underground. So when we was doing our promotional tour, I believe it was Digital Underground, Heavy D, and all of them, they was traveling. So we was touring as well, doing a promo thing, and we all bumped heads. And we met Pac, and one thing led to another, and we started working with him.
Wow.
So he really loved the concept because our concept was game of survival. You know what I mean? And Pac wanted to be a part of it, and the record labels wouldn't let us. So it was like we was, you know, brainstorming a lot, and we was like telling him like, "Yo, it's the life of a thug, man." You know what I mean? And Pac was influenced by what we were doing, and that's what birthed Thug Life. You know what I mean? So we started working on that album, and one thing led to another. On his first, his second, I believe it's third. And, you know, after all that shit happens, a lot of the songs got scattered. So they put it on different albums that they put out for Pop.
Got you. So at this time, where was Pac staying at? He was on the West Coast, so he was
on the West Coast.
okay.
He's coming to the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? When he was shooting Juice and all that, we was on the scene with him. So it was always back and forth, but mainly stayed on the West Coast.
Y'all being on the set of Juice and witnessing Tupac transition from Tupac the rapper and Tupac also the person into Bishop. What was that like watching that?
Well, you know what? I blame that on his schooling, because I think Tupac went to a school for that.
Definitely.
And I also had the opportunity to see it in action in the studio. Because if you think about it, being a rapper, you got to get into character with your song. So you just can't have the mic and be all plain Jane with it. So I saw it on both platforms that he would take a script and sometimes add his own stuff to it.
Yeah, improv.
And I think that's what they loved about filming Pop and auditioning him for different roles, because he knew how to become creative with the character. And so it was amazing to see that, because he was always focused. He was very focused. You know what I mean? So that was his personality, pretty much.
Wow.
It was
So now, how many songs you produced for Tupac?
I think we did about
how many?
I think about 15 songs.
15? Wow, that's 2 albums. Well, close to 2 albums.
It might be more. I mean, some of them I forgot about because I don't even think about it like that. But I know one of the major songs was "Holla If You Hear Me." And Pain, I realized not too long ago that Pain was #1 here in Chicago, because that's where I'm living at right now for the moment. And a lot of these gangbangers I meet out here, they're like, "Oh shit, you did Pain, son?" You know, I'm like, wow, it was shocking. You know? But yeah, you know, we did about close to 15 songs, if not more.
Wow. Collectively, could you add up all the records that the songs you produce tallied up?
In terms of what?
Like numbers.
The sales?
Yeah.
Well, overall, they said he sold 98 million.
Dang.
And all of the songs we did is inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So, you know, although it's a lot of red tape with a lot of the stuff that happened, I was able to innovate the platform, because currently I do lectures at colleges. Man, you'd be surprised how much of an influence he has still on the culture today. So Thug Life for me is our high schoolers. You know what I mean? The middle school. I was in front of a 5th grade class, and I was like, "Yo, how many of y'all heard Tupac?" All of them words they hit. And I'm like, I wasn't even born. But his influence on culture,
forget about it.
Unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable, man. He transcended generations, man.
Exactly.
Fact.
But a lot of dudes don't know hip hop was always a culture, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you rocking with the culture of it, and you innovating the platform constantly with your ideas and all that. But even with Live Squad, we were way too advanced at the time, because Live Squad went underground. We went to the black market because he wasn't ready for that hardcoreness of what Live Squad was doing.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So it was something else. I'm a thinker. So when I'm in the lab, I think. I love to visualize something with my music instead of just saying, "Yo, I'm gonna get some paper doing this." You know what I mean?
Got you. What was it like working with Tupac in the studio?
It was crazy, man. because you know I was going to work with Biggie before he passed too, but
Wow.
I saw the difference between the two.
Okay,
And
let's go into the Tupac aspect, then go into the Biggie.
yeah, exactly, the Tupac aspect, Pac would go into a corner, you know, as long as he got his weed, whatever, and he just in his own zone, and then he'll come out and he'll actually spit what he wrote and ask everybody what they thought about it, you know, with his version of it. Or there's times where he'll get thrown out and he'll just go into the mic room. Because I did a song called Only Fear Death. And I saw him going to the booth, and everybody was like, whoa, he talking about death. What the hell is wrong with you, man? But that's what it's about. Certain songs bring out certain things in him. So watched him do 10 songs in one night.
Wow. 10 songs in one night?
Songs. I was there when
okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
About what time did you start recording to the time that you stop recording? If he did 10 songs in one night, what time? Say like, was it like 6 p.m. you started and ended like 6 a.m.?
I can't give you exact times, but I can tell you this. It was definitely less than 12 hours.
Wow.
Because it's like we record, like, yo, don't mix that down. Let's go to the next song. Because you know how wild mix it all down. You get a good mix of it. So we just do it, move to the next song. Do it, move to the next song. That's how we used to do it.
I mean, that's the best way to work.
A lot of people don't know. Live Squad used to do doubles over our vocals. Like, yo, do another track with that one. You know what I'm saying? And we would double our vocals. Pac got that from us.
Wow.
Pac used to double his vocals. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of those things, not that we taking credit for shit. It's just that when you working with an artist and y'all got that bond, you know what I'm saying? It rubs off on each other. Different things, different ideas.
Got you. Now, being that you say you work with Pac and you got a chance to witness Big in the studio, what's the difference you would say in their creativity and in the process of writing or whatever?
I think with Pac was like an actor, even in his music. If you listen to his music, you can see how he's in character with his music, with his songs. You can hear passion for whatever he's spitting. Big, however, Big would sit there and be like this. Yo, I'm ready to do it. And he'll do it with no mistakes, all 3 verses.
Wow. Crazy.
I saw him without writing. That was phenomenal for me. You know, me, sponge, you know, come on, man. A lot of people in the game know they humble beginnings, man. You know what I mean? Sitting there like, you don't know that all this stuff is gonna blow or sell the way it sells. But for me, at those moments, I'm learning because I'm a producer. I'm not a rapper. So I'm looking at all, and it's like, man, because I did the song Only Fear Death. That track, Biggie begged me for that track, but I couldn't because I already gave it to Pac. And if I would have snatched it from Pac, he would have been mad. But I really wanted to work with Biggie, man. He picked 8 tracks for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that was amazing watching him actually not write one line and go up in that mic room and just, because I heard another interview with another producer or somebody he featured on their project, and they saw the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So the similarity is that both of them want their own private blunt, boy. They go in their corner, and that's just that. Pac goes into writing.
They go in their zone.
You know, not that he did it, but I'm just saying they was very skilled how they formulated their song.
Got you. Let me ask you this. So if Big wanted 8 of your beats, what stopped that? Was it the beef between him and Tupac, or?
Nope. When I was about to get into it with Big, that it was unfortunate. It's untimely death, man.
Oh wow.
I never got a chance to.
So give us that that timeline. Like, okay, you, I guess, conversing with Big. You know, back then, I guess it was the cell phone and beep or whatever, or two-way. What was it back then?
It was we had a lot of you know, those illegitimate phones.
Okay, okay,
You know, and
yeah,
it was two-way pages and stuff like
yeah,
that.
definitely, definitely. So this was the time when Big was doing Life After Death.
Right,
Wow.
right. And
And
so
going,
once
yeah,
things start going to the left, you lose contact, a lot of unanswered questions and all that kind of stuff. And you know, it was just chaos back then, man. A lot of nonsense.
mm, wow. So, okay, did you leave Biggie with a, like, hold on, let me answer the question. Did you live, my bad, I got you. Did you leave Biggie with a tape or a CD? A beat CD or a tape? A beat
Uh,
tape?
it was was it a CD? I think it was a tape
Okay,
because I was just getting into CDs, I believe.
okay,
You know what I mean? No, it was a CD.
okay.
It was,
So you left
yep,
Big with a beat CD.
yep.
And it was about what? 30,
I
30 beats
man,
on it?
the fucked up shit is that sometimes you got to be careful who you get your CDs to, man.
Fact,
You know, and back then as a producer, you can't give your ideas to other producers or different people because they will steal your ideas.
fact.
You know what I mean? So I remember, like I said, I ain't gonna mention no name, but dude took my idea. Mary J. Blige came out with "Be Happy." I'm like, wait a minute, that was the first joint on my feat CD.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, all right, you can't
So
claim a sample.
who wound up producing that Mary J. Blige Be
I,
Happy?
I don't remember. I forgot who it was, but I know it was done over there at Bad Boys. So I don't know. I mean,
At Daddy's house?
can't really pinpoint who, but the idea, the whole thing, it was a sample. So anybody could have did it. You know, I had the pleasure of being in different studios where everybody would, you know, I played the idea, I think it was a Murder Inc. studio.
Mhm.
And they're like, dang, that's an ill sample. He's like, yo, you know how to play that, right? And then all of a sudden the keyboardist played the exact tune and everything. I'm like, man,
Wow.
give me my give me my, like don't play no more, you know, because you give them
Wow.
so you always gotta keep that shit in a you know, you don't want to give away your ideas, your heat.
Hell
But
no.
yeah, man.
So let's do this. Being that you worked a lot with Tupac, right? What was did you meet Suge Knight? Did you do any business with Suge Knight?
Like, that was before Suge Knight.
I was before Suge Knight. Okay, got you.
You know, used to hold him down in New York, and we was just, you know, Live Squad, Tupac, Biggie. That's we was all doing shows together.
Live Squad, Tupac and Biggie, and doing
Right.
shows. Wow.
That was like the Thug Life joint with Big Psych, you know, Live Squad, Tupac, Biggie, and Big Psych, and all of them, the Thug Life and the Outlaws and all of them. They would come through sometimes, and we'd go out there and be around them as well.
Got you, got you. What was Tupac and Biggie relationship before the beef? What was that like?
It's like this. We used to stay up in the same hotel. We used to just, you know, everybody was grinding.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Before that, it was to me when I look at it as beef, I don't even call that shit beef, man. I call it like little arguments that
Misunderstanding. Yeah.
you ever had an argument with your man and everybody around y'all arguing and you know y'all might come to blows, whatever. But shit, by next week y'all back to being homies.
Mm-hmm.
That never had got a chance to happen,
Mm.
in my opinion, because the shit was so minor. But
Do
what
you think
happened?
do you think Suge Knight threw gasoline on that fire?
No, I
Mm.
don't think so. I think if anything, it just got out of hand.
Mm.
It ain't even putting the blame on somebody that escalated it or whatever. I think those two individuals, Pac and Biggie, especially if we was there, we'd have been like, yo, come on, niggas, man, what's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all know we family. You feel me?
Gotcha.
Cut that shit out. It's just like if your man and them come between you and your homie, and y'all say, yo, man, cut that shit out, man.
Facts.
You know, and he'd be like, nah, but this nigga, you know what I'm saying? And then y'all kids will make up like, all right, man, let's water under the bridge type of thing. That never got a chance to happen because word got back to Tupac about how his homies in New York still love him. Pac didn't know that we still had love for him and all that kind of stuff. So it just was a matter of everybody meeting back up and resolving that. How many hip hoppers or rappers you heard in the past that had beef that you thought they was gonna shoot each other or something, and now they cool today?
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Right, because they had a chance to reconcile that, you know, and get that away.
Yeah,
right.
man. Definitely.
To my yeah.
So Tupac, right? I'm gonna say this. I think he lost a lot of love for New York after the first time he got shot.
Yeah.
Right? And that was in Quad Studios.
Right.
I believe.
Yeah.
Who was he recording with or doing a feature for?
I don't remember. I know he got called to do a feature on something. They was gonna pay him for it.
Mm-hmm.
And Biggie and them was there, and it just happened so fast. And you know, I'm not trying to brag or gain credit, but that was my pistol that he had.
Mm.
And it didn't have a safety on it, and that's how he shot himself. If Tupac wouldn't have shot himself, he wouldn't have got shot. You know.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because I guess after they heard those shots, that's when they returned fire. But he was there recording something for somebody. I forgot who it was. I got to go back.
Was it that cat, Little Sean?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I did hear the story somewhere, and I
Yeah,
think it was for him.
I forgot about it because I don't think about it like that.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing, though. Pa thought Big and them set that up or had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I was told was like Little Caesar was coming down to meet him, like, yo, man, let's go there, you know. And when the elevators opened up, it opened up to what was happening.
Dang.
And running toward the elevator to come get them, and the elevator closed. And they went upstairs like, yo, Pac getting robbed, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't. You know, I think Ed Lover did an interview and he was talking about, you know, certain things regarding that and kicking it with Pac, like, yo, man, what's up, nigga? Come on, man. This sucks. So you know, people got to go and look at those interviews and you hear different parts of that story that you didn't realize. Because Biggie came downstairs and got the gun from Pac and hid it in the speakers up in the studio so Pac wouldn't get in trouble.
Wow.
So it's a lot of little things.
So hold on. Bring it back. You just said Biggie came down and got the gun that Pac had that he shot himself with and hid it in the speakers.
Speaker in the studio.
So Pac wouldn't get
in trouble. Wouldn't get in charge. But meanwhile, he's thinking everybody set him up. You know what I'm saying? So everything happened so fast, and I'm not sitting here.
This is my first time hearing that. Like, you just cracked the code.
Right.
I never heard Big, you know, taking the gun from the scene where Tupac got shot at in Quad Studios. So,
and that's all. I don't know if it's on Ed Lover's account of it, Larry's account of it. Somebody said it, and I'm sitting there looking at it like, whoa,
wow,
that's to my gun. So yeah, it's a whole lot surrounding that story. So
you never got that gun back?
Never got my gun back. It was a nickel plated with a pearl handle, 9mm.
Wow. But the last thing you heard of was Biggie took the gun and hit it.
That
Wow.
and Season was coming downstairs to meet with him. Big up to Lil C because I love that nigga too, man.
Yeah,
I
shouts
have
to Lil C. That's my homie. Salute to
yeah,
Z. That's the bro. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Salute.
man.
Me and him got the If You Scared record produced by Have You Fraud. That's out there.
Oh
Shameless
yeah.
plug, but it's out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so that's ill. Like I never heard that narrative. You know what I
Because you
mean?
know,
Then
I wasn't there. I was in the studio working on some shit.
mm,
And when I started looking at everybody's interviews and their account of that night,
hmm
that I was hearing all this shit. Like, whoa, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
yeah. Wow, that's nuts. That's nuts. So did you speak to Tupac after he got shot?
Oh,
So it just went crazy from there.
crazy after that. You know, the
Mm,
family went in protective mode, you know, making sure he good and all of that. But, you know, it to me, from my perspective, shit could have been avoided. A lot of that shit could have just been avoided, man.
mm,
You know, if the right things were said or the right understanding, because there was a lot of confusion. And so when you left to your own understanding, you're gonna think how you think.
got you. Got you. Um, Now that happened, and the way you explained it with that narrative of Biggie hiding the gun. So when the uh Who Shot Your record came out by Biggie, what was your thoughts?
That had nothing to do with pop.
Yeah, I know that, but it's just the timeline of everything.
Timing of it. Right. The
Timing,
time
yeah.
I could see where it could have been taken that way. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
you gotta understand, back then we were doing analog. It wasn't digital.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a song today, that shit could come out in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Analog is different, man. Analog takes work.
Yeah, I
And back,
already know that 2-inch reel.
yeah,
I
that
already
too.
know.
We had like 50 of them joints, the reels. But when you put out something, it don't just come out. It take
Mm-hmm.
months to be released.
Mm-hmm.
So Who Shot You wasn't just done and then it came out. It was done way before that happened.
Got you. Got you.
You know?
But when
But
Tupac was was on what he was on, it was
yeah,
like, oh, all right, y'all niggas set me up, and you doing diss records? Oh,
right,
okay, I got you niggas.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, Pac was my man and shit. I love him, but Pac
Mm.
was no. He just loved the culture and shit.
You say he wasn't no thug?
Pac wasn't a thug.
Mm.
Pac wasn't a thug. He was street smart
Mm.
and all that, but in my opinion, he wasn't no thug.
Mm.
I'm not a thug. I wasn't no thug. But
Got
shit, I was around the thugs. I was around the goons. I was good with mine. But I can't sit here and say I was a thug. I won't front and
got
tell you. You know what I mean? So Pop was no thug. And I
got you.
think people that could say the same thing and agree with what I'm saying. I've been around some thugs, man. I remember we did a show in Camden, New Jersey. That was off the meter, man.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to be around some real live thugs. So yeah, he wasn't no thug.
Mm.
Simple as
Got
that.
you. Got you. I want to ask you this. What was your last conversation with Tupac, if you can remember? Was it on the phone? Was it in person?
It was in person. And Pac used to call me sloppy.
Why is that?
Because in my room, I had a lot of vinyl and a lot of music equipment
Mhm.
all over the place. You
Got
know,
you.
my didn't look like a bedroom. It just looked like just chaos.
Mm.
And he said, one thing about your music, man, your shit make me think,
Mm.
you know. And I remember those conversations with him because every time he used to come, my mom used to let him in and he'd come running up the stairs. And I mean, he used to do some shit that used to get on my nerves. Like it'll be straight wintertime and it's like 12 degrees outside, and he'll open my windows slowly all the way up. And I'm, you sleep, you feel a chill, and you like, you know, and he'll take the covers and snatch them shits off of me and say, "Get the fuck up, Sloppy." And I'm all sleepy. Chill, man, chill. What the fuck you doing? Those moments, you know what I mean, is wild and stuff like that. But yeah, when we was talking about music one time, and he was like, "Yo, your beats make me think, Lo."
Mm,
So it was never talking about anything else but the music.
got you. Now, let me ask you this. You being around Pac at that time so much, and I know y'all shared a lot of personal conversations. Who did Pac listen to or was influenced by? What artists that he really fucked with like that, that people may not know of?
You know what? It wasn't even so much that, because I never heard him talk about other artists. Pac would listen to everything.
Mm,
And I think what he would do, in my opinion, he would see how they mastered their craft on that platform.
got you.
What really inspired him was reading.
Mm,
Because if you was to go in his bathroom with books and magazines everywhere, you
wow.
couldn't even use his bathroom. You couldn't even use his bathroom.
Damn.
You had all these books. You saw the Machiavelli book in there. You seen all of that stuff. Different Newsweek magazines, all different types of magazines. Back then the magazines was the shit. You read all
Yeah.
kind of this one on the cover, that one on the cover. So I think he had so much. He was always in tune with what was going on.
Got you.
So Pac, I remember Pac said something. Matter of fact, one of the last conversations, he was like, "Yo, watch. Remember I said this." He said, "Watch niggas is gonna start rapping to the bitches."
Mm,
Because back then they were saying like, rappers are disrespecting women and all of that stuff. Pac was like, "Watch. When I start doing that, watch everybody gonna start rapping to the chicks.
mm,
All these thug niggas gonna start turning soft and shit."
mm.
What I'm saying?
That's when he did I Get Around, right?
I Get Around
Mm-hmm.
and all of that stuff. Even after Brenda's Got a Baby. I mean, Keep Your Head Up
Keep your
and
head
all.
up.
Right.
Got you, got you, got you. Wow. I mean, this gonna be one of many. Because I know you got Pac stories for days, and we just breaking the ice, and I'm gonna edit this up. Um, you also produce for Nas.
Yeah. I did 2 songs for Nas, Take It in Blood and Silent Murder on the It Was Written album.
Wow, wow, that's a classic album. A lot of people say Illmatic. To me, that It Was Written is Nas' true classic. I love Illmatic, but for me, when it comes to not only just hip hop, but just the art of song structure, to me, Nas became an artist on It Was Written.
Yeah,
If you understand what I'm saying, like
yeah,
we all knew he could rap on Illmatic, but I tell
yeah,
people it's so much bigger than rap when it comes to making music. I mean, you as a
exactly.
producer, you know that. You know what I'm saying? That rapidy rap shit is cool. We salute him for the metaphors and just being nice on the mic. But to me, he became this incredible artist when he made what's the joint when he talking about being a gun? I gave you
Oh,
power.
right.
It's like, come on, man. Like that got to be one of the illest songs ever recorded or ever, you know, like that came out in hip hop ever. Like, you know,
Right.
and then also, Tupac used the same type of concept on Me and My Girlfriend.
Right. Right.
But going back to It Was Written, you produce Silent Murder and Taken in Blood.
Right.
Now, how did that come about?
That came about through E Money Bags.
Oh, wow.
E Money Bags was always over there, Queensbridge, Left Rack, you know. around all of them, Noriega and all of them, and even Prodigy. So he set that up. You know, I had in front of my crib and got a chance to, you know, back
Hold on,
then
say that again. I didn't hear that part.
I had Nas in front of my house.
Oh wow.
We chilling in the car and we blazing up and, you know, playing tracks and stuff, and he picked those two joints. And see, a lot of people got realized when a producer connects with a rapper, it's not just saying, yo, I'm gonna get this money. Let me sell you this beat. It was like, man, it was an honor working with him, but I got a chance to study him. So sometimes when you work with an artist, you know his strengths and his weaknesses. So if I go into my lab and create something knowing Nas is going to rap over it, it got to be tight.
Fact.
You know, so I just felt like he had the wrong type of producers. For him to be so lyrically like that, he could have been much further.
So when you say he had the wrong type of producers, what albums you talking about? Are you talking about early on, or you talking about later on?
Overall, it's just overall. Because you know you'll play an album and you don't like the whole album because of the weak production. Like it just didn't match the production to make it go to that level like that.
How do you feel about It Was Written? Besides you being on it, how do you feel about that project?
I think it was that shit was fanatical. It was popping, man. I loved it.
Yeah,
but I think with me, it's almost like working at McDonald's, right? You ain't gonna like to eat there. So hip hop, you know, it was about sampling and coming up with these ideas and all that shit. And matter of fact, I want to show you something. I still got my joint.
Oh wow. The SP 1200.
This was the official, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Everybody.
So you made that Taken in Blood and all that?
One here. Silent Murder
and all the Tupac joints
was made on that.
Wow. So do you still work on that?
Yeah. Actually, I'm about to send it to LA. They told me to send it, so I got to get some few things done on it. Because it gives that analog sound.
Yeah, definitely. I have one of those.
Dog, you know how much they worth now?
I should have kept it, man. I'm about to get it for my man. I let my man know.
It's about 10 stacks now.
What?
Yeah,
my man, I need that back. Because he's supposed to give me some beats. He didn't give me no beats.
Wow.
Because I was going, you know, get into producing years ago. I got it, you know, late in the game, but I got it, I think it was like 2004. You know what I'm saying? I got it late in the game because, you know, I'm a Biggie in the shit. But
right. But I'm just saying, though, my thing is, I wasn't into it like that because once you know how to make beats, you tend to, because I was using samples. We were using samples and coming up with different riffs and stuff. I started really, because when like me and Stretch, when we came up with ideas, we would listen to the whole album of different rock, jazz, different shit. And it like introduced me to a whole new world of appreciating music. And hip hop became the bottom of the totem pole. So I would never be, yo, his album was the best album because it's just like, you know how it's made. Everybody's doing it. And I think what fascinated me is how you flipped the sample or how you know how you did your beats. It wasn't so much the music aspect of it. It was just the creativity of it. And that's where I was as a producer. I would never say, oh, I liked his album. I ran out and bought his album. I would just do my homework and listen to how his album was done, that album was done, and then it'll inspire me to take my shit to the next level. But then I developed this style of mine that Pac liked and Nas liked and Biggie liked. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. For you, like, how does it feel to work with two iconic artists? Well, three, Nas, Tupac, and Biggie. Even though you didn't get the Biggie placement, but you was able to still be in the presence of him
Right.
in that zone creating and him vibing out to your music? Like, how does that feel knowing
Man,
that you got placement on like two iconic artists and you've been around all three of them?
man, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm humbled by it because I don't know, maybe some could relate to me. When you first start off, you whack. I made whack beats when I first started. Me and CJ worked with Akinelli and Coogee Rap and all of these other dudes. He taught me. He let me hold his SP 1200. And I used to do the beats and send him the beats, and he'd be like, "Man, that shit is whack, man. It's garbage." So he would always push me. So to be, and this is another thing, all three of them said the same thing to me because Nas said, "Yo, Lo, one thing about your track, shit make me think." And even Big said it to me. He said, "What I think I love about you, because I listen to your beats, you just make me think." And he picked it. But to be around them and to know that they liked what I've created in my lab, you know what I'm saying? That humbled me. You know, I don't run around here saying, "Yo, I'm this pop producer and shit." Because me, I'm more about the culture of hip hop. That's how we met everybody. Busta Rhymes, you know, Nori and all of them, and Mobb Deep, even Onyx, and just everybody. You know, we all, it was a community. It was always a community. And you might be in a studio that have 7, 8 rooms. You don't even know who's coming out of that room or that room. And y'all coming to the break.
I remember that.
Everybody politic, you know what I'm saying? Shit
Facts.
just one leads to another. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah, yeah, facts. I remember going to D&D. It was like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
facts, facts. I was a young boy going to D&D, and that shit was amazing to
It was
see.
amazing.
Jay-Z hit in this room. You see DJ Premier and Guru in this room. You see uh Duck Down, the boot camp click in this
Yeah.
room.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
I remember
crazy.
Black Moon and them. I was chilling
Yeah,
with them. It was cool, man. He gave me a
yeah.
lot of love. And during those moments, a lot of people don't know. Everybody's complimenting each other, like, "Yo, I love that joint you did, man.
Yeah,
I
that
love that
shit
joint."
right there is hard. Like that shit you got
Oh,
rocking in
man.
the studio. Yeah, I remember that. Word.
You know, everybody humble enough to say, "Yo, I'm doing my album, man. I want you on there."
Mm-hmm.
It was never about like, "Man, fuck that nigga, man. I ain't sweating him." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Today, but you know, it was always that I miss that.
yeah.
That
Nah, I miss that too, man. I definitely miss that, man. You know what I'm gonna ask you too? E Money Bags. Did you grow up with them?
when I moved to Hollis, that's when I met E Money Bags.
Mm,
And Stretch inspired E Money Bags. Stretch
mm.
actually gave me that name.
Oh wow.
And that's when E started writing, hanging around us in the studio, and I started doing songs for him. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? I did quite a few songs for E Money Bags.
Say
And
what?
he was taking off, and he started connecting with different people. You know what I'm saying? Even with Nas and all, he got a joint that got Nas on it too. So,
Say
you know,
what?
yeah,
You
yeah.
produced that?
No, I didn't produce it,
Oh,
but
okay.
there's one he got. He got. I'll send it to you. I'll
Yeah,
find it.
hell yeah, send me that. That'll stay with me. That ain't going nowhere.
No,
You
it
know what I
don't
mean?
matter.
Nah,
It
I'm just
don't
gonna
matter.
listen to it now, because that's something like that. You gotta cherish that. That gotta be you know, that gotta be presented right. You know what I'm saying? I would never put it out because that's too, you gotta cherish that.
Right.
You know.
You know,
Um,
E
yeah,
Money
because
back.
the reason why I'm asking about E
Right.
Money Backs, because you just hear the stories, the street stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The infamous,
E bags. Right.
like him being a goon.
Right. Right. I mean, my thing is, shit was already going on in Hollis when I moved there.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I actually was in another part of Queens, and then I moved over there. But shoot, it was like coming from a 45-mile-an-hour zone to a 90-mile-an-hour zone because
Dang.
niggas was hustling. Everybody was doing their thing over there. You know, I got my gold fronts. Everybody looking at me like, who this nigga? find out I'm just a new nigga that moved around the way, and I met E Money Bags, the Young Guns, and all of them over there getting money, shootouts, and all that shit. It was like, whoa, it's the red zone over here.
Wow.
But that's when I met E Money Bags, and yeah, he was a cool dude. He was a good dude, but I mean, he had his street issues, you know what I'm saying, which resulted in the ending of his life. But I met E Money Bags, the man who had kids and shit, you know what I mean, and trying to do what he do, and he had a passion for hip hop, and he started writing and getting into it. He was an excellent artist, man. His writing was off the chain.
Wow. Yeah. Send me that E Money Bags music. I want to hear that, man. I never heard none of his music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll find a lot of his stuff. I'll see what I can get and send it to you.
What was E Money Bags and Nas relationship like?
Well, because you know Nas was busy. Nas was traveling a lot, but E Money Bags could always get at him to get messages to him. I don't know if about any beef with it.
Yeah, I ain't talking about the beef. I mean, they had to be.
I don't know if he did, but they had a good relationship.
Yeah, because E Money Bags is the reason why you got on Nas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly. There was a lot of things going on with E Money Bags and Nas with because he was supposed to be on the It Was Written album, I believe. The one that's with Foxy Brown on it and all of them.
What's the name of it? Because I know it's a joint with Affirmative Action. E Money Bag supposed to be on that.
So, yep.
Wow.
Yep. So
with
something happened.
Omega, AZ,
Yep.
Foxy Brown, and Nas.
Yep.
And Dr. Dre's not on that one. Nah, that's thing of Phone Tap. That's the Firm album. My bad.
Yeah, I know he was supposed to be on a few some projects or whatever. So yeah, E Money Bag. If it was for him, I would have worked with Nas. I had Coogee Rap in the crib because of E Money Bag.
Wow.
I had MC Shan in the house. So E Bags was connected with a lot of people.
He was a dot connector. E Money Bag.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what it was. We was trying to just grow the brand, man, the best way we could.
So now, E Money Bags, right? You knowing him, how you know him, like on some music shit and just on some cool shit, like you said, as a father. So when you hearing all these infamous street tales, like what's going through your head as you hearing these stories?
Well, I know it's two sides to stories. But then, you know, I just think of it like, you know, I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But knowing how Bags is, you know, he gonna handle his business. He gonna clap on you if he gotta clap on you. You know, I just made sure that I stayed out of the clear because I had nothing to shit. But, you know, like I remember we were driving in the car, right? And you know, cars be blowing you like, hurry up, get out of the way, right? So we approaching a 4-lane intersection. And we got the green light. So Bags will do some shit where we'll pull into the middle of the intersection and he'll stop. And he'll just sit in the car like this. Yeah, so what's up, man? Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, what you doing, man? Got these cars blowing up. And he dared him to get out the car. And so he'll wait till the light turn red and then he'll pull off and they'll get stuck in the intersection.
Wow.
He used to do some gangster shit like that, you know, just so I seen that. That's the reason why I said that. I see that mindset, like, you know, just don't give a fuck. Like, so
rest in peace, E Money. So, now, also, there was rumors when Jay-Z was on Hot 97 going at Nas, and he had an artist signed to Carter Faculty / Rockefeller / I think Def Jam, H Money Bags.
Right.
E Money Bags
called up
to Hot 97. Did you hear about all that?
I heard about that.
I mean, what did you hear? I want to hear your version.
I heard he called up there and screamed at Jay about it. And Jay was coming at it like, you know, this is hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like he was downplaying it, like it wasn't that serious type of
Yeah,
thing.
it wasn't no street shit. Yeah.
But there was another incident because I think Jay had some young guns and bags in them was I think the young guns or something like that.
Oh, so it was a combination of different things.
Shit. So
So E Money Bags had a group called the Young Guns too?
well, I think that the whole clique around the way was the
What was
young guns.
called the Young Guns. Oh.
And they had that street, reputation. Now, mind you, like I said, I moved over there when all of this was already going on.
Wow.
So, not being directly involved, but being around it and hearing a lot of shit and whatever, you know, that's what it was. Anybody that's coming out trying to represent that, they knew either they knew about the Young Guns. You know what I mean? And that was that hip hop type of beef. You coming out with the same name as us? What? You know? So yeah, they
So
barked
it
at
was
it.
a combination of a lot of things. Think about this. Let's break it down. One, he's going at Nas. That
Right,
was E Money Bags homie.
right. Yep,
Two, E Money Bags and them had the Young Guns click. And then Jay-Z and them had the Young Guns signed to Rockefeller from Philly,
right.
the group. Three, E Money Bags. Then Jay-Z and Memphis Bleak had an artist called H Money Bags.
Yep.
So it was just, and then they was throwing shots. They was on the radio dissing Queens niggas.
Yeah.
Jay-Z and the whole Rockefeller. So E Money Bags probably was like, yo, hold on. Yo, this nigga really playing with it. He probably like, yo, this nigga Jay-Z playing with it. Like, sometimes you be like, yo, all right, it may be a coincidence, but 1, 2, 3, 4 different things?
Right.
And y'all niggas talking spicy? Y'all talking crazy on the radio?
But look at the shit though. What came out of it? Nothing.
Nothing came out of it but drama and E Money Bags not even here right now. You know what I mean?
But
But I need you to confirm one thing because you just hear the rumblings through the streets in the industry that E Money Bags did call.
yeah.
And you just, you gave a little light on the situation. You shined a little light on the situation, and you was basically like E Money Bags was asking Jay, yo, what this shit is about? Like, yo, pressing him, like, yo, what's really good?
Right.
And Jay was like, nah, it ain't like that. It's just rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm trying to get to the bottom of this shit, like real talk, because from what I'm hearing, E Money Bags and Jay-Z had some type of relationship.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I wasn't there because I was still doing a lot of the shit.
Got you.
My concern was, that the shit didn't just escalate to gunshots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it didn't. So I think it was more or less like they got an understanding from what I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was working on other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be like, yo, what's up with that shit, man? What's going on? Oh man, that nigga ain't, he don't want it type of thing or whatever. But it's never escalated.
So hold on, that came out of E Money Bags' mouth? Like when you
I
asked
heard
him?
I asked somebody else about it because I wasn't around bags. I wasn't around bags on a daily basis.
Okay.
Because bags moving around and I was doing my thing.
Got you.
But I heard about it. And what came back to me that there wasn't nothing.
Yeah, because now now I'm remembering as I think about it, E Money Bags called up there and was about to come up there with some shooters, him and some shooters, and was coming up there to get busy. That's why he called Jay to see what it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now that it's coming back to me.
Yeah, now that I think about it, because see, I don't like when you hear it from another source.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I heard shit from another source about it, and I don't know how true that shit is.
Yeah, facts. Now I heard that all over the streets. Like street niggas is basically talking about that. Like, yo, that Hot 97 freestyle, like, nah, that shit wasn't no rap shit. Like niggas is Like,
Niggas throwing shots.
yeah, niggas was throwing shots and shots was about to get thrown for real.
Right.
From what I'm
Yeah.
hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real.
Right.
You know?
Sometimes, you know, you have niggas in your corner be like, yo, let that shit go. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have that, and other times you be like, yo, wait till we see them niggas. They gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's some of it escapes me, but what comes to my mind right now is just never escalated to it.
Gotcha.
They let that shit go. I think there was words that they had privately, I think, where it got squashed or some shit.
Yeah,
Did you hear?
yeah. From what I heard they spoke, and you know Jay said exactly what you said. Nah, it ain't like that.
All right.
And E Money Bags was like, all right, and left it alone.
Because you know when we used to kick it with niggas like, yo, we trying to focus, man. We trying to get this shit off the ground. Because remember when Live Squad, Big Stretch, rest in peace, when we wasn't selling no records.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas was trying to get to that platform, and
Right.
all that shit threatened the progress.
Yeah, the money, the progress, the
Sometimes,
tours.
sometimes somebody got to be the better man and be like, "Yo, come on, man." And I heard an interview like on Fat Joe. Fat Joe be having his video channel, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes niggas just got to really look at the bigger picture, man, and
Back.
be the man and back up and shit, and just let's keep this shit going, man.
Now, it's all about the bigger picture. You know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I
It's
mean?
all about the bigger picture. You know what I mean? I'm on that. You know, first and foremost. So look, man. We like an hour in. I'm gonna use a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I say like shit, probably like 97%. I've got to do a few edits. Um, give the people your Instagram, your social media handles and shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? You can reach out at me at Ground Watch, anything Ground Watch or Low Ground
Mm.
in Facebook or Instagram.
Spell
You know,
out.
you know what I mean?
Spell out.
Ground, like the ground you walk on, and watch the timepiece.
Mm.
GROUND, watch, WATCH at Gmail or Facebook, Instagram. You know, I could be reached over there.
Got you. That's what's up. Now, Low, you produce for Tupac, Nas. Who else you produce for?
I did stuff with Coogee Rap that never got released.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I did some joints with him. Like I said, E Money Bags. I was then you know once a lot of shit happened, I started working with a lot of unknown artists. I got a lot of stuff with other people that ain't no names, you know. But
Now
a lot
look,
of
bro.
people, I spent years dodging or dealing with the fear of people.
Mm,
You know, people were scared because they didn't know what happened during the Tupac era.
mm.
So me being a close person to that, it's almost like, yo, I don't know.
Wow.
You know, am I going to bring drama to you or something? And I witnessed that. So that's why I innovated my platform with it. You know what I'm saying? And stuck to the cultural aspect, the hip hop aspect, instead of all of that controversy shit.
Got you.
You know what I'm
Now let me
saying?
ask you this. Who's your top five MCs?
Oh man.
And
I
you
gotta
got the
say,
right. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna make it easy for you. You got the right to be biased with the people you work with.
wow.
Even if you be like, yo, look, going off the two people I work with, they in my top five. You can even start it off like that.
Okay.
Because yeah, shoot.
Damn. I got to put Rakim in there. See, because you got to go
Salute to
from
the guard.
the timelines is
Listen,
you know. So
the guard set it off, man. Rakim, come on,
God,
man.
man, Big
He's the
L,
blueprint to a lot of niggas, the way they rhyme with you know the lessons and the
man,
knowledge and street. Like, come on, man.
come on, dog. You can't front on that nigga.
You can't front. Come on, the
Can't front,
velour
dog.
suits, the jury, You know what I'm saying? The Gucci links, puffy Gucci links, and
Come on,
the
man.
rings. Come on, man.
He
Tangos.
paved the way, bro.
Come on, man.
He
Listen,
paved the way. He paved the way.
salute
I
to the
got
God.
in there,
Rock
man.
it.
I gotta put him in there. I listen to a lot of Big L. Big L ain't no joke.
Oh, fact.
Pun,
Big Pun.
I will put
Big L and Big Pun.
I'll put Pac in there. I'll put Big in there, of course, and Nas. But man, it's more than 5, man.
Nah, I mean, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard to just say my top 5 is this because it's so many. Like, you dig? But I'm just throwing that at you just to, I gotta stump you.
I'm gonna do it on the next interview. You see this right?
What's that?
Somebody gave me this gift. It's a hip hop book, bro.
Wow, that shit's big as a motherfucker too.
Everybody. It has all the rappers in here.
What?
Every rapper. The history of hip hop.
Wow.
It's a book, bro. It has everybody in
That's
here, man.
crazy.
Everybody, bro.
That's so dope. I need that. Who gave you that?
These people, man, gifted me. I spoke somewhere, and they went out. They were auctioning these, starting off with $1,000 or some shit.
Wow.
And they thought about me, and they got the book for me. It's very heavy. Very.
Wow, that's amazing right there, bro.
It's crazy, son.
That's crazy. Salute. That's, man.
People come down in my lab, they get lost in the book.
That's
man.
a gem right there. That's a super gem right there, man.
It's a gem, son. Got everybody.
Oh man, that's dope, man. This is dope. You gave me so much information. First and foremost, if you're looking for a new streaming service, the streamboss.com is the place for you. And you can also get $5 off if you use the MRecktv promo code. It's $20 for the month. So we're gonna go into that commercial real quick.
You hear something?
Have you guys heard of StreamBoss? It's a new IPTV provider that gives you over 5,000 channels for only $20 a month.
Oh, cool!
$20 for live TV, local TV, movies, TV shows, pay-per-views, and so much more.
Huh? What?
If you have a Fire Stick, smart TV, or streaming device, then head on over to thestreamboss.com to begin your setup process.
Know you're the plug and such. You a joke's bound to happen if you slipping or you lacking. I'm gripping on the Mactin, ready for the action. Shots to make you break dance and have you do a backspin. I got more kicks than karate flicks. My whole team pushing Maserati whips. You on IG liking thotty pics. Shorty pocket broke, but her body fixed. Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktVpromo, MRECKTV promo @gmail.com. Peace. Oh yeah, subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone. MRecktv. It's got a music.